Pacific Time is the brainchild of Jonathan Eisman and was the first South Florida restaurant to receive 4 Mobile stars. A CIA graduate, Chef Eisman cooked in several New York City restaurants before locating in Miami. He describes his cooking as Asian-influenced American, like Pacific Time hot pot.
And we're going to start with three quarts of water. We have 2 teaspoons of salt. We have 3 weighed ounces of dried shaved bonito flakes. It's weighed, 3 ounces.
Bonita is a type of tuna. It's the strongest flavored and is used in dried form in Japanese cookery.
The minced garlic. Freshly minced ginger. We're going to have 3 teaspoons of straw mushroom soy sauce. And straw mushroom soy sauce is very concentrated and not as salty as standard soy sauce. So it's going to give the soup some great color and at the same time not be increasing the salt level too much. And we use 1 sheet of dried nori seaweed. Add that to the broth. And 1 teaspoon of freshly ground white pepper. Okay, we need to bring this to a boil and let the soup boil for approximately 2 minutes. And then we're going to shut the fire off, much like the wasabi broth, and let it sit for another 10 minutes and let the flavors infuse. If this is overboiled, it'll become very cloudy. Bonita is a tuna-like fish that the Japanese dehydrate on different flavored wood planks. And this broth tastes like it's made with smoked mushrooms. And it's actually fish-based. So it's very unusual that it has that smoky flavor. You'll smell it when we pass it. It fills the air with that great smoky flavor as they dry the wood on certain boards. This has now come to a boil, and we're going to let that boil for 2 minutes. And then we're going to shut the flame off. And it now needs to sit for 10 minutes, just like that. It's good to give it an occasional stirring. You don't want to really over-stir it either, it'll cloud it. Just give it a little movement there. Make sure all the ingredients are getting cooked. Okay, while that's sitting for 10 minutes, we're going to make the garnishes for the soup. The garnishes that we're going to use today are freshly sliced shiitake mushrooms. These are not cooked, they're raw. And enoki mushrooms, once again, just fresh enoki mushrooms. We have some scallions or green onions. And we've gone to the store to get some basil, which will be here in just a minute. This is white radish, daikon, a large Japanese radish, and we can cut it into different shapes to float it into the soup for a nice, attractive garnish. Okay, and then you just put this into very thin slices. And that's the daikon garnish.
The chef ladles out some soup.
Into the chinois. You can use a double mesh strainer if you don't have a chinois. If you don't have a double mesh strainer, you can use a single mesh strainer and just do it twice. And you need to be careful on the bottom of the pot here. You want to actually leave the last few ounces because it's going to be quite cloudy. Have the sediment from the seaweed and the bonito. You don't want to press too hard on the ingredients in there. It will cloud your broth, but you can apply a little pressure. And that is the finished bonito broth. Okay, and for the final part, the serving of the hot pot. You want to ladle the hot broth into a warm bowl. Nice deep bowl is good and improves the presentation of this a lot. We add a few of the slices of shiitake. You don't want to over garnish the soup either. The broth is really the emphasis here. Put a couple of little clumps of enoki mushrooms. A few pieces of the green onions. One or two basil leaves. And one or two pieces of your daikon radish. And that is the finished soup.